Feast is an incredibly good monster horror movie. This movie follows a bunch of people at this bar tavern, and basically they're just having a regular day. Well, all of a sudden, one night, a dude busts in with this crazy ass monster head, and he's like, "Look, everybody, we gotta lock this bitch up because monsters." So the whole movie is just these people in this bar trying to escape while these crazy monsters are outside murdering them. And that's just a quick recap of the plot. I really wanted to focus on the review because I've never heard anybody talk about this movie, and I think this movie needs to be talked about. So my review of Feast is: when I first seen Wes Craven, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Chris Moore, I thought, what am I getting into? And it turned out to be one of the best monster movies I had seen in a very long time. I was blown out the water by how good this movie started. I mean, the practical effects, the blood, the gore, the humor. It was all so good. Top tier. And you mix in some pretty crazy monster designs. Like, these monsters were insane, very creative. And one thing that I really liked, because a lot of times it doesn't hit the mark, was the humor in this movie. Very funny at parts. I mean, it starts off, spoiler, with this dude busting into this tavern, and he has this shotgun, and he's badass. Well, you think he's badass. And he's like, "Everybody, we gotta lock this shit down." And they're like, "Who are you?" And he does like a cool little gun flip, and he's like, "I'm the guy that's gonna save your asses." And then within a second, he ends up getting his head straight ripped off. Oh, it's so funny. So my review of Feast would be, man, I want to give this movie a 8 out of 10. One thing to note though is it turns up so much in the beginning and is so crazy that there's like a little middle part that gets a little boring and dry. Maybe if they ended up just filling that up with the same chaos that the whole movie kind of felt like from the beginning and at the end, this movie probably would have been like a 9 for me. But nonetheless, this is a must-watch movie. I'm so surprised that nobody had ever recommended it to me. Curse you people. And this is a movie that you should definitely have in your collection. I mean, even the cover art's pretty badass.